Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai Tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hinei ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. Hinei ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Thank you, Ellen. Shabbat shalom, everybody. How's everyone tonight? Good. It's a beautiful night. We got so lucky. We're coming to the end of our summer season. Just one more Shabbat after this one to be outside. Hopefully it'll be nice again. And then after Labor Day, we're back into our 7 o'clock services. And also, coming right after Labor Day is the beginning of the month of Elul. That's the month which leads into the high holidays this year. So we're coming into that season. I am so glad to see all of you here, and I'm very glad to introduce our special guest cantorial soloist. You want to say hi? Hi. You want to say introduce yourself? And say Shabbat Shalom.
Hi, Shabbat Shalom. I'm Lindsay Stoller. I've already done this, so yeah. Yeah, I'm the cantor.
Yay, so we're going to be singing together tonight, and it's very special for me to get to stand with Lindsay.
Yippee.
To lead services. So we are going to begin on page 13. Page 13, and Lindsay will lead us in singing Shir Chadash. Sing to God a new song. Page 9. Let's read responsively this first reading. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. Page 20.
Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei B'nei Shabbat nekavila Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei B'nei Shabbat nekavila La 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 lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei B'nei Shabbat nekavila Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala
Verse 1.
Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishmiyanu el ha'meyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem ul tiferet v'liti la 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 l'chad odi likrat kala B'nei B'nei Shabbat nekabela Likrat kala,
Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila la 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 lechadoti likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lechadoti likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, ki ba'orech u'miori, uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai alayich nigala la 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 lechadoti likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lechadoti likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. If it's your custom to rise and greet the Shabbat bride, please do so. Shalom, atet bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei am segula, bo'ich ala, lechadoti likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lechadoti likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela la 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 lechadoti likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lechadoti likrat gala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Page 25 at the very bottom. And so we understand that ordinary people are messengers of the Most High. They go about their tasks in holy anonymity, often even unknown to themselves. Yet, if they had not been there, if they had not said what they said or did what they did, we would not be the way we are now. Never forget that you too yourself may be a messenger, perhaps even one whose errand extends over several lifetimes. On the opposite page, 24, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzitchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzitchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, page 29. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. Please rise.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? La 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 la.
Page 30. Together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtsono, boreh yom balayla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. Page 32.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amech ahavta, Am ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, Hukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadta, Mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael.
Page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed.
Page 36. Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha Uv'leftecha v'aderech, uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha, uv'shartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu latotafot b'neinecha, uv'tavtam amzuzot beitecha, uv'yisharecha, leman tiskeru, va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'item kedoshim Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher Hotzeti Etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, L'chiyot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. On 41. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles. An earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace, on the opposite page.
Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Nora tehilot, osef eleh. Nora tehilot, osef eleh, Adonai imlach le'olam va'ed. Malchutecha rahuvanecha bokei hayam, ufnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zelianu ve'amru, Zelianu ve'amru, Adonai imlach le'olam va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai.
On 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'Hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'Hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim. Ufrot Seiteinu Shalom, Me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'Hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'Hamidenu Shomreinu L'Chaim.
Page 44.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. B'nei Reuven, b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam.
On page 47, together in the middle of the page. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. Please rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotinu v'Imotzeinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Haste Avot v'Imachot, U'mevii Gula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava. Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh ha'toz ha'brav v'choshia, Morid hatal, Mechakel chayim v'chesed, Mechayeh hakol v'rachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofech olim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato l'shenei afar. Michamocha b'kibbutz, u'midam elach, Melech memitz u'mechayeh, u'matzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman atzav l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom ya'alelu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Adonai Tsuri, Adonai Tsuri v'goali, Adonai Tsuri, Adonai Tsuri v'goali. Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you, oh my rock, and my redeemer. We pray now for our loved ones, our friends, our family members, members of our community, people here and in Israel and around the world who are struggling and need healing and safety and peace. If you'd like to share the names of people you're remembering this evening, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, Jerry. Go ahead, Beth. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. Thanks, John. Thank you, Arlene. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Daisy. Thanks, Dana. Thank you, Alfred. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. May God be with all of them and bring them a renewal of body and spirit. Page 253.
Find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu mekor
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please close your books. We have a lot of materials up here and not a ton of space, so just reorganizing a little bit. On Wednesday night, Lindsay and I saw an excellent off-Broadway production called The Sabbath Girl. It's about a young Orthodox Jewish man and a young Italian-American woman who live down the hall from each other in a New York City apartment. They first meet when the Jewish guy, Seth, knocks on the young woman Angie's door to ask her for help. See, it's a Friday night in the summer, and it's hot in the apartment because Seth forgot to turn on the AC before Shabbos. So he asks Angie if she'd be willing to come by and flip the switch for him. After she helps him out like this several more times, Angie's grandmother explains to her that she has become Seth's Shabbos goy. But Angie is not offended by this. In fact, she says she actually kind of likes it. And more importantly, she kind of likes Seth. The feeling is mutual. And soon, Seth and Angie start dating. Not that it comes easy. In fact, that's the theme of the show. While Angie, a modern, secular 20-something who's trying to land her first client for her new art gallery, is open and eager to learn about Seth's Judaism, Seth, as you might imagine, struggles mightily between his desire for Angie and his Orthodox identity. His sister Rachel makes it even harder on him. We're part of something bigger than just us, she keeps telling him. A tradition that's 6,000 years old. Come back to Riverdale. Stay with me. Come to Shul. I'll set you up with one of the women there. It's an old and common story. In some ways, a 21st century twist on Fiddler on the Roof and Philip Roth. But at the same time, it felt particularly resonant to me in light of our unique times. It's possible that in a few short months from now, Vice President Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, could become America's first Jewish resident of the White House. And what I find especially poignant about this, if it happens, is that our country's first Jewish first couple would actually be in an interfaith marriage. That is quite amazing if you think about it. And it says a lot about the story of Jews in America. My teacher, Rabbi David Ellenson of blessed memory, a sociologist and historian, documented that as recently as the 1950s, the intermarriage rate among American Jews was less than 5%. Do you know what it is today? For non-Orthodox Jews, it's more than 70%. That is quite a change in just 75 years. What explains it? So much literature has been written about this, but it comes down to three major cultural phenomena. First, the barriers that used to keep Jews and non-Jews at a distance from each other in American social life broke down and disappeared almost completely. Although Jews in the United States have always been full and equal citizens with the same rights under the law as everyone else, in practice, policies like university admissions quotas and informal practices like barring Jews from certain neighborhoods, clubs, law firms, and businesses minimized our social interaction with people who weren't Jewish. At the same time, these things reinforced mid-century American Jews' historical perceptions that the non-Jewish world was hostile to them. So naturally, they emphasized endogamy. That's a fancy word meaning marrying inside your own community. They emphasized it as a means of self-preservation. And quite simply, if you don't hang out together, the chances are slim that you'll meet and fall in love and marry each other. Second, beginning in the late 20th century, American culture embraced multiculturalism, not just as a value, but as an ideal. The sociologist Sylvia Barak Fishman, who has conducted extensive studies of American Jewish attitudes toward intermarriage, points out that in promoting the multiculturalist ideal, television, film, art, and other forms of cultural expression celebrate marriage across ethnic and religious lines. Multicultural, multi-ethnic, multi-religious families are idealized in American culture because they seem to represent the best of who we are and who we aspire to be. Open, accepting, inclusive. The great American melting pot. So, whereas the breakdown of social barriers enabled Jews and non-Jews to meet and marry, the multiculturalist ideal encouraged them to do so. Third, American attitudes about religion, community, and family have changed. Fishman explains that from the Middle Ages all the way into post-emancipation Europe, intermarriage, quote, meant leaving the Jewish community. You simply couldn't be both Jewish and married to a non-Jew. You had to choose. This persisted as a social norm in America too, well into the 20th century. Remember Neil Diamond's reprise of The Jazz Singer? The families who would sit Shiva for a child who married outside the faith? The parents who, as much freedom as they gave their kids in general, forbade them from dating someone who wasn't Jewish. So some of the more rebellious ones snuck out of the house and did it anyway. This was not uncommon in the Jewish community when I was growing up in the 1980s. Because the conventional wisdom, even then, was that intermarriage was incompatible with raising a Jewish family and ensuring Jewish continuity. But the world today is very different. As Fishman writes in her excellent book about intermarriage, 21st century American culture, quote, promotes the idea that each partner can maintain his or her own distinctive pre-marriage identity. I find this so interesting because it means that people are increasingly viewing religion as something that's the province of the individual, perhaps more so than the family. And this makes sense because our ideas about belonging today are less communal and more individualistic than they used to be. And they aren't tribal anymore either, meaning we don't automatically identify the Jewish community as, quote, our people, so to speak, just because we were born into it. Instead, driven by the social phenomena I have described, Jews today choose their own people for any number of reasons. And they, rather than our ethnic or religious tribe, become their primary community. I want to clarify here that I am not lamenting any of this. While I know it's a complicated picture, I also think these trends highlight the success of the American Jewish project. Some people may see it as a threat to Jewish continuity, but I don't, for a couple reasons. One, as a rabbi for 16 years, I have seen so many interfaith families in my congregations be actively involved in Jewish life, both at the synagogue and outside it. Sometimes even more so than many of the unmarried families. It's about commitment, and it plays out in every family differently, whether one or both spouses are Jewish. And two, I think these cultural realities present a powerful challenge to Judaism and to synagogues to evolve and to think differently about how to ensure that Judaism survives. And even more importantly, why it's important to us that Judaism survives in the first place. Emphasizing endogamy in marriage, as the section of the Torah we've been reading the last couple of weeks does so ardently, might work for a Judaism that is tribal in nature. But the research has shown that tribal Judaism doesn't really exist anymore. People don't join synagogues, let alone participate in them, just because they're Jews and that's what Jews do. In today's world, people are seeking to live lives of meaning, purpose, and authenticity. They're looking for connection, friendship, to transcend the mundane of the everyday, to expand their horizons, and to make the world a better place. Sid Schwartz, another prominent Jewish sociologist, argued more than a decade ago that for modern American Jews, if they believe that participating in Jewish life can help them find meaning, purpose, and authenticity, they will happily participate in it. But if they believe that Judaism won't help them find these things, they're just as happy to have nothing to do with it. A Christian pastor friend of mine once said to me, "It used to be that all you needed to do to have a vibrant church was open the doors on Sunday." You could say the same thing about us, but those days are gone. So we need to focus instead on creating an experience that's compelling enough that people will want to choose it, not because they're guilted into it, and not because there's some expectation that it's what Jews are supposed to do, but because they realize that they want it and need it in their lives to live their most authentic life. This is why Temple Beth-El is here, to help every member of our congregation, current and future, to discover and be their authentic Jewish self. And it's a sacred calling. Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to turn now to our practice of calling to mind one of the hostages who remains in captivity. Let's see, where did I leave off? This evening, we'll hold in our minds Ohad ben Ami, who was 54 years old when he was taken from Kibbutz Be'eri and has turned 55 in captivity. May God be with Ohad, bring him strength and endurance. Okay. May God be with all of those who remain in captivity and give them peace and, God willing, help them to return home soon. We turn now to page 259 and we'll pray for them and for the people and the state of Israel.
Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Simchat Geulateinu, Hagen Aleha Be'evrat Chastecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo.
Page 282. Please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'titz gedula l'yotzer breshit, shelo asanu
Kigoye
ha'aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samkelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'eman v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. We remember now our loved ones whom death has taken. If you are comfortable and able to do so, I invite you to rise as you hear the name of your loved one read. On this Shabbat, we remember the yard sites of Norman Brandeis, Beverly Kaplan, Jeffrey Leonard Cohen, Bernice Fink, Barbara Harnick, Murray London, Saul Schneider, Hermano Fornari, Gabby Fubini, Andrew Stern, Daniel Stern, Enid Archer, oh gosh, I can't read it. Cousin. Yeah, cousin. Enid Archer and Bertha Archer. If you are remembering someone whose name wasn't read and you'd like to share it with us, I invite you to do so now. Thank you, Elaine. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. If it's your custom to rise, I invite you to do so now. We'll join together on page 294 for Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehe shmei rabba mevorach le'alam ulalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbichata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who makes harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world. May their memories be for a blessing. We say together, Amen. Please be seated. Let's see, does one of our board members have the announcements? Yes, Dana Sebeski, come on up.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Dana. I'm one of your Board of Trustees members at the temple, and I'm going to share some events that are coming up. Tomorrow morning at 9:15 is Torah study, followed by the morning service at 10:30 with a Kiddush brunch to follow. So please join our rabbi and everyone who comes. That's not me.
Well, please join us, Dana.
Let's see, some events that are coming up. On Wednesday the 28th at 7 p.m. we will have our next choir rehearsal. Anybody is interested in joining us, please do. It's a nice evening of a couple of hours of singing and learning to sing in harmony, and it's fun. You should join. On the 31st, the TBE Explorers are headed to the James Taylor concert at Jones Beach. On Saturday, September 7th at 4:10 p.m., the Mets versus the Cincinnati Reds game at Citi Field. I'm sure you're going?
Going.
All right.
Yeah.
And Sunday, September 8th at 10 a.m., Brotherhood is sponsoring a talk by Alan Friedman called Jewish Sports Legends with a bagel and lox breakfast. Some thank yous for tonight: Rabbi Stoller, Shai, Stu, Joy, Jason, and Joan Miller, who makes reminder phone calls to congregants each week. Thank you very much. And thank you to our usher, Phil Perlman. And thanks to our own egg bakers tonight: Linda Diamond, Jane Cohen, Ellen Safian, Sharon Freeman, Rochelle Rosenblum, Beth Schneider. Did I leave anybody out? Is anybody? Oh, and Lindsay Stoller. Yay. You're not on the list. And the Landsberg family for the challah. Thank you. And we welcome you to join our own egg bakers anytime you are able and want to. We invite you to bake or bring something. You can contact Joy in the main office, and she will set you up with how to go about joining the own egg bakers. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Dana. And Lindsay, well, it's true. However, I am very, very, very proud of you for leading the service so wonderfully tonight. And anyway, it's been wonderful to stand here with Lindsay. So just a reminder again, next week will be the final 6:30 p.m. service. After Labor Day, we return to 7 o'clock p.m. Shabbat services on Friday. And with that, let's go ahead and rise, please, for the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzonin hilanu zikaron lemase v'reishit Hihu yom tehila lemikra kodesh zeher litziat Mitzrayim Kivanu varta V'otanu kidashta Mikol amim V'shabbat kodshecha Be'ahava uvratzon Hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.